I'm a man, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was watching some of your interviews, and you talked about intimacy not being a part of your relationship for about a year or so, right? And that was like, I was like, man, next to oxygen for me, that's like
Facts.
sex. Come on, hallelujah.
Yeah,
You can
ring
put
that
it
bell.
on there.
One more
Come
time for
on.
me.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, praise
like
God.
breathe, smack. And
Yeah.
to hear the level of faithfulness that I got an opportunity to hear, like, what type of mindset does it take for a man to be able to put your wants and needs to the side to be a healthy helper to your wife?
So what I'm about to share, bro, I'm gonna tell the cats. I'm gonna speak to the fellas real quick.
Please do.
It is.
KD,
it is.
tell
it
her,
is.
please.
It is not. It is not Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
It's the only way that I was able to endure this season, which was easily the hardest season of my life, bro.
Yeah.
Because we went through years of struggling in the areas of intimacy. It's like you get married, you build a house, you make good money, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm a good looking dude, like things is right. But then her body was failing her. She lost her mom, her dad, her aunt, and her grandmother within like 2 years. Like she lost the majority of people in her family. So she was suffering from depression and her body was failing her. She had endometriosis, adenomyosis, and fibromyalgia. And we lost 2 babies. So it's like my wife was literally under attack, physically, mentally, emotionally. Now I'm traveling the world, I'm speaking, I'm making a pretty good living for our family. You know what I'm saying? Like we blessed. Yeah. But I'm coming home and I'm feeling invisible. And I'm checking into hotels and sisters are saying things like, my shift ends at 11. Can I meet you with a bottle of wine? And I'm thinking like, I'm married, boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm responding in that way. And so I'm avoiding all of the distractions, but I come home and I feel invisible. And then I remember having some real conversations with God, like, God, I ain't signed up for this. Like, bro, I deserve love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I deserve to be cherished. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm reading books about marriage. I read this book called Cherish one time. I'm thinking like she should be reading this book. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the one that don't feel cherished. Cause not for real. Like I'm the dude that I'm making fresh bouquet of flowers. I'm cleaning up around the crib.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
I started making my bouquets.
Come on,
watching
bro.
You.
Come on,
I've
bro.
been like, I was like, is this nigga over there with scissors on flowers?
Yes.
And
slant.
And
slant.
Yeah,
slant.
you sure you
Come
taught me
on.
that. Children. See, I learned from Uncle Jeremy because they watch me. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm putting together the bouquet of flowers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm keeping the house clean, lighting candles. It's candle day at Bath and Body Works. Like I'm getting some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm getting them candles on this. Listen to me, stop playing. Like I'm doing all of this, try to create the environment, and I just feel invisible. And I was having a real hard conversations with God. And there was a season in my life when Tracy was just like, she was like, we could get a divorce. She was just like, you deserve better. She was just like, I can't give you what you need right now. Bro, it was the realest conversation. She was just like, I don't have it to give you. You deserve to feel love. I ain't got it. And at that time, I was stronger in the spirit. So my mind, you notice I said at that time, my mindset was, well, we said till death do us part. So you ain't dead, I ain't dead, we gotta make this work. And I fought through it. And I found out later that I was putting things on the altar of sacrifice. Shout out to Dr. Darius Daniels.
That's my dog.
He was just like, Jay, you putting stuff on the altar of sacrifice that you made love and like an obligation. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to something like, or like a option when this should be an obligation. Like you are, you know what I'm saying, obligated to feel love. And so I was just in a weird space, bro. Yeah. And I'll never forget having a conversation with God. When God was just like, you need to free your wife. Release her of these expectations. Because whenever we have these conversations, she's in tears, she's depressed, she's sad, and she can't just turn it on all of a sudden. And I'm like beating my head against the wall, and I just feel invisible, I feel unloved, I feel uncherished. But I'm realizing at the same time, she's doing the absolute best she can do. I am seeing that. I'm like, she ain't on no selfish stuff. Her body is failing her. Intimacy and sex is painful. So I ain't gonna be sitting here trying to get mine off while you sitting here in pain. I'm like, I ain't built like that, KD. You feel me? I'm thinking like, as much as I need to smack, I need this, but not to your demise. And so God was just like, release her. And so I said, babe, let me tell you something. We gonna go through a season where I don't have no expectations of sex, no love making. Like, I'm just gonna make love to your heart. I'm gonna make love to your mind. I'm gonna make love to your soul. God was like, still take her on dates.
All right, I had to cut that short. I had to cut that video short because what he is attributing to Christianity, the Christian God, I guess, what he's attributing to that is just basic empathy. She lost most of the people in her life. Yeah, she's sad. He knew this going in. And he's talking about, oh, yeah, like here I am doing all these things. Life is good. Work is good. All these women want to have time with me. If you liked her, and not just liked her as in like, oh, she's pretty and oh, I made a promise to, if you like, do you even like her as a friend? When I say like a lot of men don't know what friendship means, this is a prime example of that. Because yeah, like Moshe, that's his wife, that's not his friend. That's supposed to be your friend too. You spend all this time together, you want to spend the rest of your life together, at least be friends. And if you don't care about your friend's emotional well-being because you're like, oh, well, I'll just buy something and make it better. Sure, she lost her mom, her dad, her cousin, she lost all these people in her life. But you know what's going to make it better? A candle. And the comments are full of people just talking about, oh, well, this is why you need a Christ-centered man, and this is why, this is what covenant looks like, and praise be to the Lord, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, basic human decency. It honestly, in the way that he's talking about this, Lord knows if this is actually like, this is just the vibes that I'm getting from it. It doesn't really sound like he even asked her during this incredibly hard season, hey, how are you? Hey, or even asked like, what do you need? What do you need? Because it's probably not flowers and candles. Do you need a girls' night? Do you want to talk? Do you just want to cry and like, I'll hold you? Basic level. And they're talking about this as if it's so revolutionary, this kind of intimacy. And I'm like, this is the kind of intimacy that friends experience. Let me be more specific. That I experience with my women and queer friends on a regular basis. So I'm going to take a moment just to talk about the idea of marriage is hard, or romantic relationships are hard, and just debunk it with this quick story. So mind you, what he's talking about, he's like, oh yeah, this was like a really difficult season because she experienced all of this trauma and I wasn't feeling loved. Nah. So that's one, marriage is hard, right? Or relationships are hard. Now, I'm going to talk about this through a completely platonic lens. I have a very good friend that lives very close to me. She had a very big thing, not good thing, happen to her recently. She lives close enough to me, and we were supposed to go out a few days ago. So she told me, hey, this thing happened. I don't know if I'm in a good headspace and I don't want to like bring the vibes down. So I'm probably just going to like stay home, right? And I'm like, oh no, you're not oh. Now, ADHD, I could have sent her a call or a text to let her know that I was coming with snacks and water and hugs. I just came over with snacks, water, and hugs. And we hugged and she had the snacks. She did touch the water at that point. And she was just like, can I just vent? Can I just vent about what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, absolutely. I'm here. I need to pee first. Can I use your bathroom? Use the bathroom. Come back. I'm sad. She talks about what's going on. I ask like, hey, do you want advice or do you just want to like get this out of your system? I have the space. Like I can, do you just want me to listen or do you want, like, and she's like, no, I would love advice on this. So then we have like a dialogue back and forth about like what's going on. She shows me some of the like, the stuff that's going on too. She's like, I'd love your insight on this. Like, am I misunderstanding things? Like, is there something that I'm, and by the end of that conversation, we were supposed to go out that night with a couple of like new friends that we made. And by the time that we were done talking, I was like, hey, so how do you feel? Like, are you still open to coming out tonight? There's literally no pressure. And she was like, you know what? Actually, thank you. I feel good. And I want to hang out with my friend. Yeah, let's go out. And we had the loveliest time. Me, her, a new friend that we made a couple days ago, and then he introduced us to some other people. And I'm like, not that like if she had, not if, relationships are work, relationships are work. Work doesn't necessarily mean hard, downtrodden, all of these things. And I recognize this lady, the wife that he's talking about, she went through multiple tragedies. Multiple tragedies. My friend experienced a singular chronic moment. I understand that it's like up here and here when it comes, but it's the work, it's the intention, it's the headspace. It would have been the exact same. If I had a friend that went through multiple tragedies, I wouldn't be expecting her to be able to fulfill my needs because she's going through multiple tragedies. Arguably, I would have had a similar approach to like going over, but like, especially if this was somebody that I was married to or in a long-standing relationship with, I would know what their comfort foods or items are. I would know how, I would at least have seen them sad once or twice. I would have maybe gotten some of those things, or I would have known their love language. This is a very new friend that I made, so I don't really know her love languages like at this point. But I was like, I think these are things that would have at least helped me. Maybe they'll help you, but in the very least, I can like create an intimate space for us to have a conversation where maybe like we can have like a heart to heart, so that way maybe you could feel better. This is not a thing that has to be attributed to the Lord. Like, it's really befuddling to a lot of Christians that you can be a good person and not believe in the Christian God. Now, I do have to say, please do not go and send these men any hate. They're trying their best. Yeah. But I do really want people to start having more critical conversations about, is this a unique thing within the Christian faith? Or is this just basic human decency? Now, there's a whole other conversation to be had, especially when it comes to the social experiment that the woman, I think her name is Nikili, I think is her name. I'm probably going to make a whole video about it. Whenever it's up, I'll just like tag it right up here. And the social experiment that she did was just like super, paraphrasing it, she called a bunch of churches where she had a recording of a baby crying in the background, and she said, hey, my baby hasn't eaten since yesterday. Do you have any baby formula? And the vast majority of churches said no in multiple ways. Some said, oh, well, word for word, our benevolence is only for members. Other people just hung up on her. Other people had her connecting left, right, and then calls dropped. You want to know who stood in the gap? A mosque. I think she also called like the Satanic Church that was like on the line right away. There were a couple of very small Black churches that said, hey, listen, no, we're like, tell us what you need. And there was a small church in Appalachia that was also like, we got you. Vast majority said no. Now, a lot of those churches are getting flamed right now for obvious reasons. And I bring it back to, there's also like, I think a Catholic church that was like, don't worry, we got you. Now, people have also taken the social experiment and put an extra spin on it and revamped it in their own ways. One guy went to a bunch of drug dealers. Now, I'm not promoting selling drugs. I'm not doing that. Point of the story, this man goes to a bunch of drug dealers and says, hey, I know somebody who needs baby formula. Can you help out? And every single one of those drug dealers gave him money they either gave him money or they gave him they just went out and bought the for. I think they gave him the money though. Can't remember off the top of my head. But it's like, you don't have to be Christian to be a good person. And for all we know, maybe those drug dealers like identified as Christian and all that. But it's like, I just really want us to be having more critical conversations about this, especially when it comes to the levels of abuse that go on within the church. But hey, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that sexy stuff. And please stay safe out there.